Welcome to Friendly Differences Podcast 2.0. Happy Saturday. I am your outspoken host, Dread Empath, and with me, as always,
Solid Blue Sister.
Now, folks, we have a very fun and serious show. MAGA, the Dissent into Madness. Please remember to like, share, subscribe if you love it, if you hate it. If you want your friends to come and troll us and talk their stuff to us and disagree respectfully, we encourage you to do so. Solid, how are you?
I am fine. I am fine. I think this is going to be an interesting show. This is going to be an interesting show. We'll see if any comments that we get is always interesting to me. How people respond, if we're going to get the nasty or we're going to get the I disagree, but I'm going to be nice and disagree. But Trump supporters, they're in a class all by themselves. I mean, they're not like Bush supporters, they're not like Obama supporters, they're not like Reagan supporters, they are in a class by themselves. And I'm just going to say it, they're Hitler supporters. And I know I'm being harsh, but I'm going to be able to tell you why I say that. Dread?
Here's the serious part of it. In my years, I have not seen so much division and hate since that man came down the escalator in 2015.
And Dread, you are frozen. Oh boy. All right. Let's see something. There we go. Okay. We are going to get it, y'all. We are going to get it. But yeah, I don't understand. Okay, hold on.
One of the dogs ran in here and knocked my computer offline. My apologies.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Sally. Go ahead. As soon as my computer reboots, yeah.
Okay. All right. No, go on. What you were saying? Go on with what you were saying.
I have never seen so much division, dissension, racism, prejudice. I mean, all you have to do is come right here to YouTube and type in Trump supporter harassing black person. Trump.
You're in the matrix. She is in the matrix. She's in the matrix again.
My apologies, folks. My computer will be rebooted in about 2 or 3 minutes. But it's sometimes it's comical. Sometimes it's comical. Because some of the things that these people say, they contradict themselves. Like they call Biden a fascist. But I asked them, what do you call someone who says that we should put homeless people into camps? He called them work camps. But let's be clear. We're talking about concentration camps. And why are we talking about putting homeless people into concentration camps instead of focusing on the acres of land that we have in this country where we could build houses, the millions of abandoned buildings that we have in this country that they could fix up and try to get homeless people back into the workforce, into drug and alcohol treatment.
Because the government, both Republican and Democrat, are too busy selling that land to the Chinese. They're too busy selling that land to people from Britain to the UK to other countries, except for, you know, using it for people here in the US. Instead, they want to take places like Yellowstone Park and all these other places and drill and you know, put up somebody's monument on your head on a monument and stuff. That's what they're trying to do. So instead of selling that land to, you know, the very people that you keep talking about, you know, and supporting the very people that you're talking about, we need to have that land here for people here in the US.
I agree. Now, Solid, have you ever seen family members stop speaking to each other over a presidential candidate?
Well, it happened. I mean, yes, I have, because it has happened. But it's happened during the Civil War. People started, you know, they fell out because of one person wanted to support the South, the other person wanted to support the North.
Okay. So you have seen. See, I've never seen this before. I've never seen.
I wasn't born during the Civil War, but what I'm saying is
No,
that
I know that. I know that.
I'm saying that I see it. I see people falling out since 2016. I see people, the family members falling out and friends falling out because of who the nominee is.
Do you think that, because let's focus what I said, MAGA, the descent into madness. Does this give you cult vibes, Jim Jones vibes?
Oh, it is definitely cult vibes, and there have been some MAGAs who have said that they are in a cult. So yes, it is definitely, you know, cult vibes. You know, so I mean, but you know what? I'm gonna do one better. Let's get started with a video. Let's get started with a video. Let's start with this one. This is real short. I'm going to play that again, and I want you to pay attention. And everybody else who's watching, I want you to pay attention to certain things that people in the trucks are doing.
I have returned.
Okay, so my thing is this. Was the bear spray necessary? I mean, but then again, that's the MO. You did bear spray at the Capitol. So when are you seriously trying to run people over again, just like Charlottesville? Is that necessary? But then again, I'm gonna be fair, because there was a black guy that killed a protester. There was a black guy that killed a protester, and he went to jail. But why are you going to, were they hurting you? Were these BLM protesters hurting you? And to be fair, there are people who uh people who got out of line, people who got out of line during the BLM protests. Yes, they did.
Yes,
But
they did.
I didn't see, were they taking cars and driving around and trying to run people over?
No, they weren't.
I'm even going to bring up Kyle Rittenhouse, or whatever his name is.
Kyle Rittenhouse, you had it right.
And they can say that he was trying to protect themselves. These people went after him, but did they go after him with a gun? And who brings a gun to a protest? But then again, he was traveling across state lines because just in case he needed to help. Help who? Who were you going to help? I mean, so anyway.
The thing that I always hear from the Rittenhouse supporters, first they say that he was asked to go there and protect the stores and everything else. They say that he was attacked by the two people that he murdered. But let's be real about this. MAGA as a whole is built on white supremacy, and nobody can tell me different, because when you look at their whole premise for everything they say, like the southern border lives rent free in their head. They don't worry about the other borders. They don't worry about the border in Canada, where I'm near. They don't worry about Florida. They don't worry about New York, even though 60% of seizures come in through legal ports of entry. But see, as long as you can make brown people the scapegoat, minorities, BIPOC, as long as you can make people of color the minorities, they'll drink the Kool-Aid every time. And then they have this notion that America is being taken from them. And I'm like, who's taking it from you? Oh, well, they're persecuting Christians. I always ask them. Solid, I kid you not. I told you, I work with MAGA supporters, with Trump supporters. And I asked them, I said, did you go to church last Sunday? No. How about the Sunday before that? No. Okay, have you been to church within the past 3 months? No. I said, is somebody stopping you? Oh, I just didn't feel like going. Oh, so you're not going to church because you are going to face harm. You're not going to church. You're not going to church because somebody's telling you that if you go to church, you're going to be imprisoned or executed like they're doing in other countries. So you're exercising your right to practice your religion or not practice your religion. And of course, because they're Christian or Catholic, I asked them, I said, who has more of a chance of being attacked in their place of worship? The Catholics and the Christians, or the Muslims or the Jews? I'm pretty sure we can find some news reports of someone drawing swastikas on a synagogue. Am I right? They probably don't mess with the Muslims because the Muslims are a little bit more militant. But
I don't like that word militant, because it always comes back to people of color.
I
and
understand completely.
it was a sign to us by, the children of the chalk. So but again, you're saying all this stuff about Christians and stuff, but Christians, while they support and worship Hitler, and I want to go into that. So just take a listen.
You're a Trump supporter, right?
Of course I am.
Perfect.
Go Trump.
It's a cringeworthy social experiment. Watch what happens when Donald Trump fans are read what they thought were quotes of his.
I've got a Trump pamphlet here, but I've replaced all the quotes with Hitler quotes.
Trump's been compared to the German dictator by some throughout his presidential campaign. But can these random people tell the difference between the two? SoFlo YouTube channel puts it to the test.
Who says I am not under the special protection of God? What do you think about that? Do you think...
I feel like that's okay.
That's okay?
If Trump's an atheist, that's okay.
I do not see why man should not be as cruel as nature. Well, why do you think he comes up with that?
Well, man is the cruelest animal.
Great liars are also great magicians. Wow. Well, I think that, he's going to lie in any way, probably to, support the country, to keep the country going.
Good.
There'll be good lies,
So you support everything that he's kind of said in this pamphlet here and in these quotes, right?
Of course. I'm a Trump fan.
Because Trump,
you know.
because Trump said it.
Now, when he reveals the quotes are really Hitler's comments, their reactions are hysterical.
I'd say you're lying to me.
They are, though. They're quotes from Hitler.
You made this pamphlet and did that? Oh my God. I'm definitely not down with racism.
So do you still support Trump?
Yeah, but I don't support Hitler.
Well, but you support these quotes, though, right?
Well, if Donald Trump said him, I'd support him.
Be sure to watch Inside Edition.
Oh boy. So if Hitler told you to jump off a cliff, you wouldn't do it. But if Donald Trump told you to jump off a cliff, yeah, I jump off the cliff because Donald Trump
Yes!
didn't do it.
I'm telling you. I just have to compose myself. Because it's very, very telling. It's very, very telling. That is the mental gymnastics that these people will do. The mental gymnastics that these people will do, they belong in the Olympics. I promise you they do. Because anything, and that video proves it. They hate when you say it to them. Anything that man does, they will go along with it. Well, they're going to be good lies, like to keep the country afloat. A good lie?
Seriously,
lost,
tell me what is a good lie. I mean, a good lie may be to your child. That could be a good lie. You tell your child there's no spinach in the soup or whatever when it really is, just so they can eat it, whatever. But because Trump's lies are not good lies because they hurt people, and they incentivize people to go and do things that they shouldn't. Trump literally makes things up as he goes along to whatever sounds good. He said 80% of murders committed on white people are done by black people. That's an out and out lie. That is it's literally less than 1%. And on top of that, when you look at the violence against black people in this country committed by white people, guys, come on. And just a lot of white people aren't even around black people. You have white people who don't even associate with black people. Oh yes, they're this. Have you ever been, seriously, considering the fact that we are around y'all a hell of a lot more than you're around us. You guys are,
And just a little FYI for people.
Anthony said, "You hypocrites."
FYI, whenever somebody tries to bring that whole black on black crime thing, because Chicago lives rent free in their heads, where Solid is originally from. Chicago is not the most dangerous place in America. It's Louisiana. The red states in the South are by far the most violent, uneducated, highest rate of drug use, and 83% of white people who get murdered by other white people. So the black on black crime thing is about proximity. You're more likely to have a crime committed against you by someone of your own race, nationality, demographic as a whole. And in more diverse areas, guess what? Crime is lower. You have a better chance of surviving New York City than you have of surviving Louisiana.
But they don't. But they don't see it like that. They can't comprehend that. Just like according to Republicans, and a lot of white people. Majority of people on welfare are black. Majority of people on welfare are white.
Yes, they are.
The majority of people, in terms of getting, these opiates and stuff, they're not black, they're white, because the doctors don't want to give us pain medicine because they are, because you all are just drug addicts. No, the drug addicts are y'all. But MAGA gets a hold of these ideas and then they run with it, and a lot of times, yes, I am saying a lot of times, they become violent.
Oh, I was asked, is it fair for me to say that Trump supporters have the propensity for violence? And I said, yes, it is absolutely fair, because here's the thing. I would not speak on it if we didn't see it. When statistics have shown that violence and hate crimes went up when he came on the scene. Let's be real here, folks. We have not had a moment of peace in this country since that man came down the escalator. Because since he came down the escalator, he has sown the seeds of division. Everyone likes to say that Obama did it. First of all, and I might ruffle some feathers here, because black people love to yell, oh, Obama didn't do anything for black people. All he did was give gay people the right to get married. Yeah, we pay taxes. Gay people pay taxes. It was a power move. And President Obama said, yes, we can, not yes, black people can. And the division and racism came. All you got to do, a whole Reddit was banned because Trump supporters and their racism, calling him and his family monkeys and the N-word and porch and everything else.
Right, and that's where the division came. The division came with Obama because they made it into a racist thing. They did not want this black people to this black man to be president. And Marlon says no black people don't get medication because they think that we can withstand pain. Yes they do.
Very true.
But they also think that if we give it to them, they're gonna keep coming back. And the people who keep coming back over and over are white people, and the white doctors are the ones who keep refilling those prescriptions over and over and over. So, and all
you got to do is take a look at how hard they're going for the opioid crisis. I watch a lot of documentaries, prison, drug documentaries, everything. And you know what white women have in common when they go before that judge? They get chance after chance after chance after chance after chance for treatment. Well, Miss So-and-so, this is the third time you came here and you were supposed to go to 60-day treatment. And then they come in there with their sob story and they get to go back to treatment. You see, we're going to get into it. If we're going to get into it, we're going to get into it. The opioid crisis is a crisis because white people are doing it. They didn't have this energy during the 1980s crack epidemic. It wasn't a problem until Becky with the good hair was coming to the projects and getting trains ran on her. It wasn't a problem until it reached Idaho. You know?
Yeah, but you know what? But you know what? And it also wasn't a problem when you had white people coming from the suburbs. Trying to buy drugs.
Mhm.
So you know, it wasn't for a project with it wasn't a project. It wasn't a problem with Becky from the suburbs until Becky from the suburbs started showing her stuff in public and started, being a total drug addict outside of the house when she brought it outside of the
Mhm.
house. See, now these people who are overdosing, they're overdosing in their cars in front of their kids, and of course, with white people, it's an epidemic. With black people, y'all drug addicts. But
Oh
again, and
yeah.
then Donald Trump takes this stuff and he runs with it and he twists it and what have you. And MAGAs, they eat that stuff up left and right, left and right. Oh my God, they eat it up. They eat it up.
Yeah,
They
but
eat it
look,
up.
just
They
look
eat
at
it
these
up.
people. These are the same people who support a man who's selling Bibles. Now, if that is an excellent salesman. That man could say he has these people so enthralled with him. He could sell condoms to a priest. He could sell ice to an Eskimo, because how you let a man that's been married 3 times, cheated on his wife while she was at home pregnant with their
And
child,
two of those wives, immigrants.
immigrants, yeah, you know,
And one of them came over by questionable means, and the other one, her mother, who recently passed, her parents miraculously became citizens when all of a sudden the son-in-law's in the White House, and all of a sudden y'all citizens. Seriously? Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it has been. I'm not going to say convicted. We're going to use the term found liable for sexual assault. Had to pay that woman, and even after, he still wouldn't shut up. That's why he owe that money now. You know, Trump supporters are his personal GoFundMe. That's all they are. He's selling $60 Bibles. I would not be buying no Bibles from nobody. I could go to the hotel and get one of them. $60 Bible. And then it's a constitutional Bible. It has the Constitution in it and the Pledge of Allegiance, which neither would wait a minute. He ain't read the Bible either. Everybody remembers 2 Corinthians, right? I was like,
Well, I just don't. Dread. Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm. Hold on.
come on.
Hold on. MAGAs also believe that white people are under attack.
How so?
Well, I'll tell you how.
We just came out of Black History Month. What does that mean to you, Black History Month?
It means that that's racism, because they don't celebrate White History Month. We don't have it. I'm part Italian. I don't have Italian History Month. So what I think it's doing is perpetuating what this divide is in our nation, quite honestly, because I don't feel like that should be highlighted. I don't think that they should be pushing their agenda on myself because I'm a straight male, I have a wife, and I have children. I don't think that I should have to be bombarded and brainwashed through media, through those months or Pride, Black History. I don't think that's something that should be, dictated to me.
Is it a learning opportunity?
Not at all, because when I was in school, we learned, certain black leaders, things like that. I don't need to hear it every single year for a whole month.
We've just exited Black History Month. I want to ask you if there's anything that you've heard from Trump or anything you did during Black History Month that sort of elevated your awareness of Black America.
I have a lot of black friends. We don't really. We're just friends. We get along. We don't keep. I live my day to day, and I have black friends, and whatever happens, happens. We all get along.
Yeah. And would you say the same like Pride Month? Is there anything you'd like to see Donald Trump do about Pride Month or to celebrate it?
Getting the point of the Pride Month, people running down the streets, gays and whatever, throwing it in our kids' face and all that. And I've seen a lot of that on social media and all that. I don't want that around. I don't want that around my kids. If you're going to be gay, if that's your thing, keep it to yourself. Do what you do. That's how I feel, Don't put it down straight people's throats, so to speak.
What do you feel Donald Trump should be doing in Black History Month and Pride Month?
Same thing he does the other 10 months of the year. I mean, we don't have a White History Month. So, I don't think we have to be, I guess what I'm trying to say is we believe, that's a sticky question. I mean, it really is.
What did Black History Month mean to you, and what would you like to see Donald Trump do for Pride Month?
They shouldn't have a separate month. I think every month should be celebrated as a Black History Month because there's been so many leaps and so many strides for Black history and what our countries came from. I just think we should all be whole as American, and I don't think we should segregate and separate because that doesn't lead to unity. Because you're still labeling it as one thing and not the other. It should just be unity.
We have these months like Black History Month and Pride Month. What did you prosper from in Black History Month? What did you learn, or did you take time to celebrate African Americans?
I didn't know about the Juneteenth thing before in history, right. But it kind of doesn't change how I feel. It kind of makes me. It does the opposite effect. It kind of makes me upset that they don't value every race. They don't celebrate they don't have. Like some people think they celebrate white people all the time, but like if they had a certain month where they celebrated white people, just to recognize us, because again, like we were part of the founding of the country, we were the ones that defeated the Indians so we can have this land. Right. Like we weren't all like a lot of things we did in the past might be seen as kind of in the gray zone, but like that's why we're even standing in this spot, because the Europeans, they fought for this country. They had to face the Indian tax being, all their food and stuff getting taken, people getting kidnapped. It was both sides that were at war. If we would have lost the war, this continent would have been occupied. This would have been Native Americans. We would have been Europe.
So occupied by who? Aren't we the occupiers?
Yeah. But it was kind of a shady thing, but now it's a good thing, because now everyone around the whole world wants to come here. And that wouldn't have happened unless we did what we did.
But you don't want them to come here.
They didn't have.
But you don't want them to come here.
They didn't have different rules back then. Because the Western society is just the most successful. It does the best. Compared to other societies, a lot of immigrants aren't going to those countries. They're coming here. If all of Asia and all of Middle East were doing really good, then everyone would be going there too. But it's not. They're all coming here.
Okay, so I was looking at the chat, and Anthony said something that the last guy said, defeated the Indians so we can have this land. And then the guy said, well, aren't we the occupiers? We defeated the Indians so we can have this land. First of all, it was their land first. You are colonizers. That's what you did. It just made no sense. It just made it literally, hey Ace, it just made no sense. I mean,
I think we're all dumber for listening to those people.
I mean, but I will give it to the one guy when he said that, that people in Black history have made strides, but
he was the only one
missing the point of having Black History Month, and it is White History Month every single day, especially now since they are banning books and they do not want, Black history taught. The only thing you want taught is white history, the way you want to rewrite it, and the way you want it taught to make white people not look so bad. When you have Ron DeSantis who is saying slavery was good for Black people, it taught them a trade. Okay, so if I know this trade, then are you going to free me so I can go open up my own business and become a blacksmith or whatever? Are you going to do that? No. Are you going to free me so I can open up my own business and start my own housekeeping business? No. So I don't want to hear white people complain that, Black history, and I will say one thing about the pride thing. I am somebody who, I don't care if you're straight, gay, whatever. I'm somebody, I don't want to see anybody getting felt up in public. I don't care who it is. I don't want to see it. Leave that, y'all. Take it in the house. If whether it's two men, two women, a man and a woman, whatever, I don't want to see it. Take it in the house.
Here's the thing. The people who, don't shove it down our throat. Nobody's shoving anything down your throat. That's what really, really burns a hole in my drawers. Because first of all, in order for your children to see anything at the Pride Parade, you have to take them. In order for your children to see anything at a drag show, you have to take them. You have to go seek out a drag show. Drag shows are not on every single corner. And if it's a nighttime drag show, it's not for children anyway. Now, okay, drag story hour. Real simple. Don't want a drag queen to read a story to your kid? Don't go. Don't take your kid to the library. Real simple. But here's the thing. None of this was an issue until Trump and the Republicans made it an issue. They made it seem like the LGBT community was coming for their children. They made it seem like Black people were against white people. Here's the thing. A lot of us don't trust white people.
I'm gonna have to disagree, because I don't think Trump made it an issue. I think it's always been an issue. I think Trump has brought it out into the open, and we have to go back to the Tea Party, because the Tea Party was having issues with gay pride and things like that. I think it's always been an issue, but Trump just magnified it more, where people can actually come out and they felt a comfort level in saying it. But I think a lot of these things have always been an issue. Racism has always been an issue in this country. And I have talked to people who say, oh, racism isn't an issue. It has always been an issue. It's just been the ones that people don't want to talk about. And now people are openly talking about it. And now that people are openly talking about it, the people who are instigating it want to backtrack and say it's not happening. It isn't an issue, and blah, blah, blah. So,
Ace, I agree. Children are off limits. I'm never going to argue that point. What I'm saying is they claim that we're the ones coming after their children. We're not after their children. And that's what these MAGA cultists make it. That's the fear. That's the fear that they try to push. Oh, they're coming for our kids. Save the kids, save the kids. But when we start talking about gun reform to keep someone from going into a school and killing a bunch of kids, all of a sudden, they don't hear save the kids. All of a sudden, it's, hands off my guns. So which one is it? Because they don't care about the children. They don't care about the children that are in these schools. The only time they, quote unquote, care about children is when they're in the womb. And once the kids are born, oh, well, you're on your own. They don't want to give free lunch. They don't want to help with childcare. They don't want to help with anything. But they're complaining about the birth rates going down.
No, I mean, and I agree. When Kathy, who was the comedian when she put Trump's head on a platter? Kathy
Griffin?
Yes. Okay. So when she did that, and everybody on the right just got so upset. Oh my God, their son. And then Melania gets on saying, my son has seen this. But when you all were openly talking about the Obamas, and when you were calling the Obama children when they were minors, and you're still doing it now, but when they were minors, calling them jungle bunnies and all this other stuff, it was okay. But now that you're talking about putting Trump's head on a platter, but how many of our children had to come out and see our parents lynched, or our parents raped, or whatever in front of us? How many of us still are seeing our parents get humiliated by cops and being called the N-word and stuff like this, and you're concerned about your children, and your children are the ones who are going to school calling our kids the N-word. And like they say, if our kids are old enough to deal with racism, your kids are old enough to learn about it.
Yeah, but see, now it's about guilt. Now that's where
That's white
critical
guilt, and that's the show that we're gonna do.
Oh, most definitely. Let's continue. Let's continue to piss them off. But that's where the CRT came from, because once again, Trump, DeSantis, all of them. Oh, we're not going to make white children feel bad about being white. No, nobody's trying to make them feel bad about being white. You guys are missing the point. See the point? There it is. Missed it. They always miss it. They're not realizing that we're trying to teach history the right way so that history doesn't continue to repeat itself, so that we can stop it in its tracks, stop racism, stop prejudice, stop it.
But history will continue to repeat itself if people don't acknowledge what's going on. So,
well, we also have the Candace Owens of the world, and all of the rest of the shucking and jiving house Negroes that want to, Candace Owens trying to get back to the cookout. But we are not going to walk past the fact that she said Juneteenth
she's not
was
invited
ghetto.
to the cookout anymore.
No, you ain't. She can't even bring plates and napkins. You stay outside. You go down.
No.
You're not invited to the cookout. You go to the barbecue.
She and Clarence Thomas can go to the picnic.
The picnic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can.
They can go to the picnic.
Anybody heard from Herschel Walker since he lost?
So
how'd that go?
But y'all, I have we have one more thing that I would like to show because again, they going down this rabbit hole, and this one's a little bit on the lengthy side, but it's also funny. It's also funny and comical that while y'all so busy teaching history, y'all don't even know it. Y'all sorry. I'm sorry, folks.
What was the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War in the 1800s?
What was the cause of the Civil War?
What do you think the cause of the Civil War was?
I don't know.
What would you say is the cause of the Civil War?
The Civil War? What caused the Civil War? They mostly, I'm thinking of the first war when we became Americans.
And then we had a Civil War. What do you think caused our Civil War?
Sin, I suppose, There was something evil. Mankind is hard on each other, man. Yeah.
And what do you think, sir, was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Of the Civil War? Well, let's see. The North and South, they couldn't get along. It could happen here, too.
Do you think we're near that?
Hear what?
Do you think we're getting toward a Civil War again?
The good Lord only knows, but I think, if he thought it was going to end up this way. People are supposed to get along, aren't we? We're all Americans, not just Democrats and Republicans.
What do you think is the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War?
Well, I think the Democrats are pushing the race issue extremely far. I had a black man at my door the other day. I don't have an issue with race, but they're making it such a big issue. They're making it, just even with this Claudia Gay, that she was asked to resign from this college in Harvard. It's not a race issue, but they're making it that, and I don't agree with that.
What about the Civil War in the 1800s? What do you think was the cause of that?
Oh, yeah, that was slavery, wasn't it?
Seems that way. What do you think caused the Civil War?
It's probably the division of states and the people.
Over what?
Well, right now they're trying to take the people's right to vote away. I mean, if you're in Colorado, and I think Trump probably actually won Colorado, whether it says it on paper or not. Like I said, I watched a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of voter fraud, a lot of when you can't control all the write-in ballots and stuff like that. And the sad part about it is Trump actually told us before this even happened, this is what they were going to do, and they did it. I mean, I know a pile of people, and I drove.
Do you think that we're on the precipice of another 60?
Not that we're going to start a war, but I think people are going to get fed up. And I think, there was riots in the street how many years ago? Crazy everywhere. And I think that could happen again, maybe on a bigger scale.
But also, like even like you mentioned Minneapolis, the George Floyd thing, that was all set up too.
How was that set up?
That police officer didn't have his knee on the neck.
Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see the video.
Oh Lord. Oh, don't get me started laughing. I'm not going to be able to stop, y'all. I'm not going to be able to stop. I mean, I just yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go read some philosophy or something because these people just made me dumber. Just look. That was a setup. He didn't have his knee on his neck. Did you watch the video? No.
I asked somebody if they watched the video of the insurrection because the only thing they saw was the Tucker Carlson with the very nice thing when they were being escorted out of the Capitol. And this person said no. So it's like, when you only focus on one news channel and only one person, this is what you're going to get. I don't care if you're watching just MSNBC and you're just watching Rachel Maddow, if you're just watching, Fox and you're watching Hannity, or you're on CNN watching whomever, whatever, who's Newsmax, whatever. You cannot just get your information from one person. You have to listen to it all. And as I continue to say, you have to look at the whole. But considering that they want us to learn about American history and you don't even know just the basic of why the right to vote, the right to vote was the cause of the Civil War. They're taking our voting rights away. No, that's what y'all doing to Black people again. That's what y'all doing now.
But you'd be surprised how many of them don't know why the Civil War was fought. They don't even know that same Confederate flag that they're waving, that's the flag of the traitors. But see, when you start breaking it down, oh, that's a racist flag. No, it's not. It's Southern pride. I'm like, yeah,
they will always find a way. They will always find a way to
tap dance,
to tap dance, and to deflect and to make it right. Again, I have asked people before about, but if the Democrats did this and instead of the Republicans, I've heard instead of just admitting that it's wrong, oh, it's politics. Oh, it's I said that it was that they were white people were colonizers with the Native Americans. No, that's just taking land. No, y'all are colonizers. So just admit to what you mean. Can you just admit it? Because
no,
where it's like, you know what, I can't talk to you anymore because you're not being truthful. You are not being truthful. And what these people were, they were not being truthful. And it was just absolutely, as Anthony says, duh.
And supporters, come in. I wanna tell y'all a secret. What y'all are doing right now, going down to Mexico because you make 70, 80, 90, even 200K a year, and you buying all them houses in Mexico, you're colonizing. You start buying,
and you're also being hypocrites because y'all are talking about the people who are coming over here, but y'all going over there, and so you're hypocrites.
And let me say this to you, because there's been a surge in plastic surgery and everything else. You don't like Mexicans. You don't like people that aren't white. Stop going to the DR in Mexico to get your surgeries done.
Oh, and can we talk about the plastic surgeries? The plastic surgeries to make your lips look fuller, but y'all gonna call black people big lips. We're gonna talk about sitting in the sun so y'all can get nice brown, whatever. But y'all gonna, talk about our skin, You're gonna talk about our hair, whatever, but y'all want dreads and cornrows and what have you, because we can put our hair in so many different styles without, it having being stringy and everything like that. So while y'all talking about us, whatever, but y'all wanna be like us. Y'all do.
Oh yeah. And before, and I'm gonna say this too, because I've heard them say, I've been in spaces pretending to be white so I could hear certain stuff. Them calling us dirty and Mexicans dirty. I refuse to be called dirty by people who don't use washcloths. I refuse to be called dirty by people who had to be followed around by the Native Americans with incense and they thought that they were being worshipped. No, they stunk. Okay, I refuse to be called dirty. My ancestors taught y'all ancestors how to bathe. My ancestors, y'all used to bathe twice a year. Y'all use lye and urine to clean your clothes. So I don't ever want to hear a Trump supporter say how dirty we are when this is y'all idea of bathing with a piece of soap. See, we got jokes too. Solid. We're gonna get so much hate mail from this. I'm ready for it.
I mean, I just don't, again, we got these people watching, but y'all don't want to, but then you put your comments in after the show. But hey, that's okay. That's cool. That's cool. But
they watching. That's okay.
Guys, just go back and learn your history, because the beginning of civilization was on the African continent. The beginning of civilization, and Nefertiti, I guarantee you, didn't look nothing like, or I'm sorry, Nefertiti nor Cleopatra didn't look nothing like Elizabeth Taylor. Just didn't. Moses did not look like Charlton Heston.
No, honestly, the skin
you need
would
to
not
go
have
back.
survived there.
You may, unless you're pure European, and even then, you go back in your history, you go back in your family tree, you're gonna trip over one of us, because while you looking at us, because see, we already know that we have white people in our history, because see, y'all were out there raping our grandparents. My 3 times grandfather was a white slave owner who raped my 3 times great grandmother, and I guarantee you they didn't get married and they didn't have a honeymoon.
And
So
just my last name, which y'all don't know,
and most of our last names are white. So I don't just don't y'all can be the MAGA people with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and all those other people who are in Congress who are just a joke. You all are sitting here laughing at us and talking about Nancy Pelosi, but you all it took 15 tries for for you guys to get a Speaker of the House, and then y'all fired him, and then y'all have somebody else, and now you all don't want Mike Johnson, and I mean, you're a joke. You are a joke. And while you're so busy wanting to impeach anything, why don't you try to pass a law? Why don't you try to do something for the American people that you claim that you love so much, that you all are patriots? And how dare you say that you're a patriot and other people are not? How dare you? Exactly what is a patriot who goes around beating up police officers, but then on the other hand, you're a hypocrite saying, "Oh, the blue lives matter," but y'all beating the crap out of blue lives. Yeah, make that make sense to me.
Well, I'm going to take us out with something a little bit more eloquent. Y'all heard me say this before. Lyndon B. Johnson said that if you convince the lowest white man that he is better than the highest black man, he won't feel you picking his pocket. And bottom line here, folks, Democrat, Republican, right wing, left wing, It's all part of the same bird. But see, the problem is you guys don't mind when people of color or minorities are getting on by the bird, as long as it's not you. But you're too simple to realize the government is the bird and we are the ground, and it falls on all of us. So for all you MAGA supporters out there, check your pockets, because Trump was not able to raise $500 million on a whim. He pandered to y'all. Obama didn't ask you for any money. Obama gave you Obama phones. He made sure everybody could go to college. He made sure everybody could try to pay their bills in this capitalist country that we live in. Joe Biden ain't doing the best job, but the economy is up. So check and see.
He is taking care of roads, and he is taking care of college tuition, and so
make sure you,
and the people who are benefiting from this are in those
pocket.
red states that that are so Trump whatever. The people who are benefiting from all these liberal laws are Trump people. And by the way, we're going to be doing a show on liberal white folks too. We're going to talk about them because we're going to go down some rabbit holes with them too. Because so again, we going to be teaching some history lesson running up to the
election.
The election. And again, for us, it's always the lesser of two evils. But right now, the lesser is still pretty is down there. So anyway, Dre, I'm sorry. Go ahead and take us out.
I want to thank everyone for being here with us again on this Saturday. Join us next Saturday when we go there, come back, and go back there again. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you like. Always know that we always have room on this show for you, whether you agree or disagree. But people who disagree with us will get precedence because we want to hear from you. We want to hear a conversation. We want to have a conversation with you because we want to know why you think the way you think. We want to help you deconstruct from the way you think, not necessarily change you, but help you see the light.
Yeah, we encourage pushback. We want that but we want to have a discourse. We want to have a discussion.
Absolutely.
So, all right.
Please remember to register to vote. Vote, vote, vote. Do not waste your vote. If you vote blue, you're part of the crew. Until next time, y'all.
Peace. I didn't expect you to say that.